Hi, this is CK from CK Education, and today I want to share a story with you about one of my students. We'll call her Judy. By the way, I changed the names of all my students to so that they have some privacy. But anyway, we'll call her Judy, and she was an avid ice skater. She was really good at ice skating, and I remember she'd come to my office, and her dad would bring her. And this is when I had an in-person office. But her dad went to an Ivy League school, brilliant guy. He was a physician, a doctor, and he was just a brilliant guy, just a really nice guy. And my initial perception was that, because he had asked if he could just sit outside, just outside the office and do his work. And I said, sure, you could do that. But he'd listen in on everything that I was doing. And so I assumed incorrectly that because he was very educated and he was very academic and so forth, and he went to an Ivy League school himself, that he would interrupt. I thought that he would say, oh, shouldn't we do it like this, Charles, or maybe do it like this or like that. And he never did that. He just let me do my thing. He let me teach his daughter, and and so at the end of class, he'd just say, thanks a lot, and he'd leave and come back the next week, and just a great guy. He broke some misconceptions I had about him, perceptions, and that was because he went to an Ivy League school. I assumed that he was, kind of like a tiger dad. You've heard of tiger mom. But he was really like a gentle panda. He was a great dad. He was a great guy. We had some good, short conversations. He was very understanding. He wasn't overly pushy or obsessive or hyper competitive or anything like that. Just a really good guy. And he really cared about what he did. I could tell in our conversations that he wasn't doing it for the money. He wasn't doing it for the prestige or anything like that. He really cared about his patients. He really did what he did because he cared. And I really respected that. And so just a wonderful dad. And the reason I bring this up, and I'll talk about Judy more in a second, but the reason I bring up her dad was he left such an impression on me. And I really respect people like that. I'm a dad myself, and I don't think I'm obsessive. I'm surely not hyper competitive. They're not an extension of my ego. But I see a lot of parents like this who try to push their kids to and I know that parents have good intentions. I understand that. But sometimes it goes a bit far, and it impacts the kids in a negative way. But this father didn't do that. He was such a great dad. Like I said, like a gentle panda. He was always supportive, but he wanted to make sure that she did well and she did her best. He didn't expect her to go to an Ivy League school like he did. That was his life, and he wanted her to live her life and follow her passions. And what a refreshing thing it was to see that. So that left a very positive and lasting impression on me, and I always think back to that. But Judy, when she came here, when she came to me, her scores were in math, she was starting out at 610. In reading, 580. So her total score was 1190. Her starting score was about 1190. And so we went through the, she thought she needed more help with reading and writing. And I agreed, it was not that different in her beginning scores, but she really felt more intimidated by that. And so we worked a lot on the reading especially. And so by the time we finished, her reading and writing score was 630. It was a 50 point improvement. And her math score, she ended up at 730, which is a 120 point improvement. So her total score improvement, she ended up getting a 1360, which is a 170 point improvement. Now, what makes this impressive to me is we only had 18 classes together. My students are with me, and we have 4 classes per month. We only meet 4 times a month. Now, when I say class, I mean one-on-one sessions. But So she had only 18 classes, and that amounts to 27 hours. So really in 27 hours of class, she improved the score by 170 points. And the thing is, when she got to this level and she was making these improvements, her dad was very impressed and very realistic about it. And I remember him saying, Charles, you think this is, I think this is good enough. I mean, she's not trying to get to Ivy Leagues or anything. And for the colleges that she's aiming for, don't you think that would be, sufficient? And on and on. So we had that conversation, and we agreed that, after 18 classes, that was, everybody agreed that was sufficient. And so that's what we did. And she went on to go to the colleges she wanted to go to, and things turned out really well. But I really wanted to share this story today because, as I teach parents, I'm a very keen observer of relationships and families and upbringing with kids and so forth, and parenting and things like that. I'm very interested in that and have observed that closely for over 20 years. And, kids make the parents make the kids. Parents make the kids. And so when I see great kids, I see great parents. Very sadly, I've seen many students who didn't have great parents. It's not that the parents were bad people. It's just that they made choices that were very poor. And I've seen very incredibly sad stories as well. And I'll share some of those when I get to them. But in this case, this was Judy had wonderful parents, and especially her dad. I didn't have very many interactions with her mom, but again, he left a great impression. So anyway, just wanted to share that story, and know that if you have a great dad, you're very blessed. You're very lucky, very fortunate. So be thankful every day. Great moms too, of course. Great parents, such one of the most important things in life, right? And so, anyway, until next time, until my next video, I hope you do well, and I hope you are well. And as always, if you're interested in becoming one of my students, best thing is go to my website, ckeducation.org, and fill out the SAT Prep application form there. And as I always say in the comment section, please, in the comment section, please write something about why you think you would be a great fit to become one of my students. And I can't take everyone, but like I said, I'll do my best to accommodate you, and I will get back to you personally. As I've said many times, I don't hire other people, and I hate it when I'm trying to, contact somebody and someone else contacts me back. I just personally don't like that myself, so I don't do that to people. I will get back to you personally. And so, anyway, thanks again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.